those things are.
Exactly.
It depends what you get from directly work instead of having cocktail.
Lavish ones. You know, some of the solutions.
Considered to be the oral, even though, hopefully set up a neighborhood killed so easily.
That's very important.
Midwifery is a healthcare profession which provides care to childbearing women during pregnancy, labor, and birth, and also during the postpartum period. They also help care for the newborn. Now, a practitioner of midwifery is known as a midwife. And to talk more is Carolyn Havens Niemann, and we welcome you to Ebru today. This is your first time here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for coming here and talking about this. Now, we know that it is critical in developing countries. Now, according to several reports, there's even millions of newborns and mothers actually dying because they don't have midwives. And this is something so easily preventable. So let's talk about here in the U.S. What is the training involved in becoming a midwife?
That's a very good question. Most midwives in the United States are nurse midwives. That means that we have a degree in nursing and then an advanced practice degree as well. So for instance, I have a master's degree. Most midwives, as I said, have started out as nurses, but not necessarily. It varies state by state.
Okay. Now, do midwives only deliver the babies at the homes?
No, so that's a common misconception. First of all, there's also a misconception that all we do is deliver babies. We actually take care of women from adolescence all the way through, the much later stages of their lives. So the word midwife comes from Old English. It means with woman. And we like to think that we're with women for a lifetime.
Oh, that's interesting. And I actually have to say, I didn't realize that the pronunciation, here I am in the news, I didn't know it was midwifery.
Yes. Well, midwifery is a variant pronunciation, so it's certainly not incorrect, but midwifery is used.
Now, mothers here in the U.S., let's talk about that, are being denied the chance of natural childbirth because of these shortages. So can you talk to me about some of the shortages? And I also understand, we were talking earlier, that this is also leading to more C-sections.
Well, yes. So there are certainly some places in the United States where women have to travel for hundreds of miles to find an OB provider at all, midwife or doctor, because malpractice insurance rates have risen so high that there are many practitioners who have gone strictly to providing GYN care only, gynecology only, and not doing any deliveries.
And that's because of the rising costs in insurance?
Malpractice insurance is very, very high for anybody performing obstetrics. Let me see. As midwives, midwives deliver approximately 10% of babies in the United States every year. Almost all of those are delivered in hospitals. You mentioned home birth. That's actually only a very small subgroup of women who choose to have their babies at home in this country, although it's very common in other parts of the world. Here it's only about 1% of deliveries are outside the hospital.
Now, is midwifery covered by insurance here in the U.S.?
Well, it is usually. It can be complicated. For instance, when I was having my children, home birth was a choice I made. My insurance told me that they would cover for me to have a home birth, but there was nobody in network to provide the service. And it's complicated for women who make that choice, but an in-hospital delivery with a nurse midwife such as myself in the practice that I am in is covered by insurance. It would be exactly the same as if they were going to an OB/GYN. So the practical answer is there's not really a difference in insurance coverage most of the time.
Can we go back to the C-sections? Because I know you were talking about the fact that several states have higher C-section rates.
Right. Yes.
Why is that?
Well, New Jersey actually leads the country in C-section rates. It's about 40% in New Jersey. There are two factors that are really associated with that. One is admission to the hospital early in labor. When a woman is not yet in active labor, keeping her in the hospital is one of the things we know is not helpful. And if she doesn't really need to be there, as midwives, we really prefer to discharge her home and have her return once she's in active labor. That's one factor that can help to bring that rate down. The other thing is induction of labor is highly associated with the increased C-section rate.
Okay.
And
imagine this must be such a satisfying job, though, to work with moms and help them deliver their babies.
It is. It absolutely is. There's nothing I would rather do for a living.
And I guess just any encouraging words, because there are shortages of folks or nurses who may become midwives.
Yes, I mean, anybody that I meet who's considering going into nursing, I really encourage them to go all the way for an advanced practice degree into midwifery or nurse practitioner. There's so many women out there who need our care, and we really provide a very high level of care with minimal technology as much as we possibly can, and our outcomes are very good.
Well, Carolyn, we appreciate your insights. Hope you come back to Ebru today and visit us again.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.